Welcome to the first episode of Tank Hunter 40k. I'm here with Josh.
Hey.
He's bringing his Necrons, and I'm bringing the Black Hammers, Space Marines. They are going to be played as a second founding chapter of the Salamanders.
And I'll be taking the Nephric dynasty, which, while the colour scheme does not necessarily match, I assure you they are absolutely going to match it in firepower.
I mean, no one's going to say that's not Necrons painted.
Who knows what Nephric's colour scheme is anymore? It's almost like they don't consider them in the codices anymore.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Unfortunate. Well, let me quickly go through what I've brought. So, bringing up the heavy support. I've got one heavy support choice of the Land Raider Achilles. Of course, he's equipped with his multi-melters and a large cannon on the front. Leading the army as the command vehicle will be the Predator. All las and the Siege Shield. That'll give him a bit extra protection, and of course, being a Salamander's chapter, he will increase all armor sides. So he will be very hard to kill. Next off, we've got a Hunter. Base loadout, same with the Razorback, with just twin heavy bolter, and two Vindicators. Bringing up the support. Alright, and if we look at the much, well, it's not that much smaller, it's only 2 tanks less.
I mean, volume of mass, I suppose, is about equivalent. Monoliths aren't big. We're looking at 2 stock standard Doomsday Arcs. Now, for those of you who doubt the Doomsday Arc because of 9th edition, don't worry, it's taken care of here. The monoliths themselves, instead of having their usual Gauss flux arrays, are taking death rays. That should provide me a bit of extra firepower in this particularly devastatingly armoured list that is being taken against me. Should be fun.
Because they don't sell the older kit now, do they?
They sure don't.
So you can't even, they need to bring out an upgrade to replace the old ones with the new death rays.
Yeah, but getting those out of the model has always been an enormous undertaking.
That's true as well. True.
Who can tell with Necron technology? If it glows and it's green, it's working.
Pretty much. Alright, well, let's get to the sides and we'll get this battle started. Rolling for who gets to go first. I will roll. Oh, that is a 3.
And I will roll. Enough. That is a 2.
Ooh, which side would I like? Left or right? My stuff's already here, so let's just go with corner left. I mean corner right. I don't know why I said that. Alright, so let's move our guys around.
Deployment zones are relatively easy to figure out in Tank Hunter. You have the first 12 inches of the table. Let's get a measuring tape up there. 12 inches. Your tank has to be entirely within that distance, with only one exception. Tanks with the keyword infiltrator attached to them can deploy anywhere within the first 24 inches. But remember, your model does have to be entirely within that space. No sneaking out.
Oh, some onions like to sneak.
It's called infiltrator for a reason.
Yeah, that's it. Alright, so first off, I will place down... we'll go with the big guy first. The Achilles. We'll go right behind this rubble, give him some cover. Alright, yours, Josh.
My deployment. I'm going to put... Oh, yeah. Give me a tricky choice here. I'm going to put a Doomsday Arc right over here. I didn't mention it before, but one of the monoliths is going to be my command tank. Let's say this one. Not that it means anything particularly.
The more green one.
The more green one.
That makes sense,
It's more green, therefore it's in command.
I think that's the opposite of how it's supposed to go.
I don't know with Necrons, and neither do you.
Well, that's true.
Alright, that's one Doomsday Arc deployed.
Very good. I might go I'll go the Predator. Next, I'll just have him sitting up next to him. Luckily the Dozer Blade will mean he can just plow straight through that and make his way forward.
I suppose it's the different way we deal with terrain. Alright, speaking of sneaky tanks, you wouldn't think it, but a monolith has infiltrate. This is mostly due to the age-old rule of the fact that they can be deep struck, but I like to think that somehow monolith has snuck up on the Space Marines.
Well, do they make sound in the...
They make a little bit of sound. It's this ominous whoom, whoom
Exactly.
noise.
If you're far away, I'd imagine, it would sort of stand there menacingly and just...
It's just floating there, menacingly.
Pretty much. Very good.
Shouldn't have cheaped out on the hover engines, though.
No, they are a bit slow. But I got a lot of weight to it, but you'd think, but we're just defying gravity. Weight shouldn't even matter. Let's just put a Vindicator just up the side there. Wonderful. All right, your third drop.
The drop's going to be the other Doomsday Arc. And that one, I think, is going to have to be around about here.
Very good.
Terrain, the bad boss. Yep.
Cool, so they're taking up the backfield. The Hunter, I feel I'm going to have to put up. I might put him in the very back corner. Just there. Keep him tucked away. He, of course, has an amazingly long range.
And is decidedly effective against, hover tanks.
Yes, which I was going to say is kind of prevalent for Necrons, but it's really a lot of armies, even Space Marines now.
Yeah, Primaris don't know to keep their feet on the ground.
Wow.
Well, my last opponent is going to be right here, right in the middle.
Yep. They're going to be the major road bumps. All right, let's see the last ones. I'll put the other Vindicator just flanking up the other side, and the Razorback can just hide behind the first Vindicator. He is a bit more squishable, so he can be protected by his bigger brother.
No, we can't.
Well, yeah. Probably not.
Probably not.
Very good.
Alright, so since I finished deploying first, that means I get to go first.
Correctus.
Now, let's see what I can manage.
Exactly. So, what rules were you getting for your dynasty?
Okay, so playing the Nephric dynasty means that all my tanks have extra fast. Those monoliths are going to be going 10 inches a turn, and that's just permanent across the entire army. On top of that, the command tank can designate one vehicle within my force, and that tank just gains evasive, making it harder to hit. Which is pretty impressive. Monoliths shouldn't be hard to hit, and yet we found a way. On top of that, Necrons do in fact still benefit from command protocols. So my permanent command protocol is going to be the Protocol of the Conquering Tyrant, which means in this particular instance, for this particular turn, my tanks are all going to be relentless. So every single tank in my army is going to be able to move and shoot without penalty.
Wonderful.
My turn 1 command protocol is also going to be, let's see, I think I'm going to have to go Nephric, which means that my tanks are also going to gain rapid assault if they start their turn within 6 inches of the command tank.
Yep.
Let's get to moving.
Makes sense. Alrighty.
Alright, so first tank to move, I think, is going to be the support monolith, all the way up in the back
Just,
here.
of course, he's hovering, but he's just tilting.
Now, the benefit
reasons.
of rapid assault, of course, which means it stacks with relentless. So I can move this monolith flat out a full 16 inches.
That's fast.
And it fires as if it hasn't moved.
Mm-hmm.
Only get to do this once though, so hang on to your hats.
That's it. They forget how to. They're old.
Okay, 16 inches. I'm going to have to collide through this terrain piece and make it up behind this bucket bump.
Yeah, going through solid terrain. He is a large one, so he should be able to do this okay.
I mean, you say that. That is a 2.
2 should be fine because he gets the +1 bonus. So,
Consult the table.
yeah. Oh wait, no.
So if
no.
you're playing at
Oh
home,
wait,
consult the table through your Dropbox link.
That's it. So it gives you a 3. So unfortunately, movement is halved or ends outside terrain.
Oh no. Well, the good news is it hasn't actually moved that far so far. It's moved a grand total of 8 inches. So total movement being 16 inches, it just stops there.
That's it. It collided with the wall and sort of held it back a bit.
The one true enemy of monoliths everywhere, architecture.
Big concrete walls.
Well, too bad. Well, no matter. It's time to get to shooting.
All right.
Tank Hunter uses firing arcs for all of its weapons. I wish I could use all 4 death rays against any one tank, but that's just not in the cards. So we're going to be allocating the front 2 death rays against tanks, as well as the particle whip. The particle whip, of course, this edition being particularly effective.
Well, they did do it justice.
They did. Now, I'm going to be targeting on, let's see here. I think this Vindicator out in the open is going to make a decidedly tasty target for the particle whip and one of the death rays. The other death ray can't fire that far, so it's just going to have to go against the other Vindicator over there.
Okay, so trying to get them down early.
Yep, trying to whittle them as much as I can, because I'll be honest, your entire tank army scares me.
They're supposed to be scary. The Space
true.
Marines.
So the first shot going on against the far Vindicator, hitting on 3s. That's a 4, so that's definitely a hit.
Perfect.
Now, a death ray in this particular case is strength 6, and it's a pen weapon. So, the first case here, your front armor is what values?
10.
10. Oh boy. So I need to roll a 4 to glance, and any higher is a penetrating shot. But the benefit is, since it's a pen weapon, I get to add a whole 3 to that value.
That's it.
Okay, so the wound value is a 2. So +3 from being a pen weapon would make it a 5.
The pen doesn't go through unless you successfully wound.
Yeah, that's true. You actually got to get through the armor in the first
That's
place.
it. It's a roll on the table. Unfortunately, not strong enough.
Not strong enough. The death ray gives no death. Let's go to the other death ray against the other Vindicator. Let's
That's
see if we
the
can do
front
better.
one?
That's the front one.
All right.
So, first shot, it's a miss. Oh well. Okay, now we get to the particle whip. Now,
Oh, yeah, which one was that going against? The
was
far
going
one?
against this
Oh,
one.
yeah, the front one. Very
so
good.
the particle whip in this case is using different blast rules, and is what's highlighted in 9th edition. Rather than rolling a random number of shots, there's a set few number of shots, which, upon successful hits, multiply out depending on the weight class of the tank. Since a Vindicator is a medium tank, it means that every successful hit is in fact 2 hits. So let's see if I can land anything. I hit once, which turns into 2 successful hits. Now, a particle whip, of course, in this particular case, is a strength 9 gun.
So it's generally going to do something.
Oh, it's going to do something right. Even worse, it's a penetrating weapon.
That's it.
That turns to an 11, which I believe is a penetration against front armor.
Yeah, front armor 10.
And this turns to a, I can math, 13.
13. So let's see. We're looking at a stun.
Now, because it is penetrating, it means it goes up.
I thought that was with the penetration.
No,
Was that the total strength?
That's the total, that's the strength plus penetration, which would make it a total of 16 versus 10.
Oh! Well, if it's 16 versus 10, that's just straight up immobilized.
Well, not to worry. That Vindicator will be protecting that Razorback 4 forever.
I guess so. So what was the first damage?
The first damage
2?
was 2, which comes to a total of 11, plus pen is 14.
So you had 14 versus 10, which is just hull point damage.
Cool. So how many hull points total does a Vindicator have?
Well, it only has 3.
Well, it has 2 now.
Well, that's it. So the Vindicator, of course, gets his immobilized counter on him, and his hull points go down to, well, just 1. Sorry, we caught that, our mistake. It's not actually pen, it is shattering. I didn't think it was... Because I know the fire prison, that can just take out anything.
Oh, don't talk to me about fire prisons.
I
Those
know,
have been
I know.
overpowered
Held
for
up.
forever. But good news is, shattering means that the frontal armor is in fact permanently damaged now by 2 points.
That's right, that's right. So his front armor goes from 10 to 8. And his hull points stay at... So what would be the total results?
So the total results would have been 13 versus an armor value of 10, which I believe is a stun.
Yeah. Shock, speed, stun. So he's still stunned.
And then an 11 versus 10, which is a shock on top of that.
Yeah, so he is shocked. So he's going to be taking the -1 to hit. And he is stunned. So at least he can still move. He can't move well, and he can't shoot well this time. At least he's only got one gun really to fire, at least.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
But he is extra slow. I think I better activate him this turn. Otherwise, you know, he's might have long to live. Because he's stunned, of course he can only move half speed, but his speed's only 5 anyway. He might go flat out 8. Of course, the sides don't really matter anymore because his front is just as... Actually, his front is lower than his side.
That's the strange thing about Tank Hunter is, as you damage the armor, the front of your tank might become a liability.
There we go. So I might actually turn him to his side like that. As his front is now quite melted.
Downside is he doesn't get to use his enormous Demolisher cannon, which is a real shame.
Well, he needs to be in it when he needs to buff up. And I'll just pop smoke on him. Make it a bit harder to finish him off. He's definitely not looking good though. That's a sad Vindicator.
That is a sad Vindicator.
All right, so that's
Just
my turn.
the way I like him. All right, my activation. Well, let's see.
What else we got? So we got the other monoliths. We got
the other monolith, and we've got 2 Doomsday Arcs. Now, Doomsday Arcs are in an interesting position because their primary weapon only fires at full strength if they haven't moved.
That's right.
But they are medium tanks, which means they are the strongest scoring tanks in the game. So
you gotta get them forward.
You gotta get them forward. So I'm gonna have to do just about that. Now, a Doomsday Arc is an oddly zippy little tank when it wants to be. So a Doomsday Arc moves 12 inches normally, 14 inches because of my dynastic choice, which means I can ramp it up to a full 20-inch movement across the terrain. The only downside is, of course, I only get to fire the gun on low power.
Well, that's it. But if you get yourself into a good position, that's...
Oh, 100%. So, let's move up this fella.
All right, back one.
They're going to be moving a full 20 inches. That gets us a ways. Now, thankfully, this sort of terrain counts as standard ground terrain.
Yeah,
All
that's
units
just light terrain.
ignore this.
Yes, they will.
So,
Fly straight over it.
flying straight over it, and it's going to wind up about here. Now, that leads us to a few interesting spots, and I happen to notice that right over there is a totally exposed Razorback.
Yeah, he decided he wanted to sort of save himself, and he forgot he was supposed to be protecting him, so... Yeah, not really.
No solidarity for lost tanks, I'm afraid. Ah, well. Well, time to fire up the old Doomsday Cannon. Now, of course, the gas flare arrays are going to be shooting out of the sides, which really can't hit anything worth hitting. Not that their strength is particularly high anyway.
Afraid not. He's got boat rules.
He's got boat rules. So, we're going to be using the Doomsday Cannon on low power, which is 2 blasts at strength 5. Now, what's the front armor of a Razorback again?
Front armor is 9, I'm pretty sure.
9. Well, that's going to be a particularly interesting roll for me to even glance. Unfortunately...
sorry, 8.
8? Okay, well that's a little more viable.
9 is just a regular Predator. I mean, they have the exact same chassis, but for some reason they have a bit more thicker armor. And then, of course, I got the Dozer Blade on him, but this guy is just base.
Just base.
I'm afraid he's going to have to suffer a little here.
Now, a Razorback is a light tank, isn't it?
No, still medium.
Still medium. Good.
Because, well, if they were light, what would a land speeder be?
Very light, I suppose. But let's get these rolls going. 2 blast shots at strength 5, hitting on 3s, both of which hit, which turns into 4 successful hits. Now, because this is strength 5, of course, and the frontal armor is so low.
9. So you're looking for 4s.
Not on point.
Sadness.
Well, remember how I said the Doomsday Arcs were less disappointing now? Turns out I lied.
Not today.
Not
wait till he gets to fire at high power, then he might be a bit safer. But then again, he is in a pretty dangerous zone now.
Oh yeah.
So depending which way we want to go. So we're looking right down the field, and we've got a good line of sight of most of these guys. Got a pretty good line of sight from the Predator into the into the Doomsday Arc. I think he'll stand still, just so he can be hitting on the better results. I might fire off his Hunter Killer Missile as well.
Okay, so first off is the las cannons, right?
Yes, of course this is a full Predator Annihilator, I should say. Stormbolter, of course, will be completely pointless here, so we'll forget that it ever existed. Cool. Let's go for some las cannon hits. I've got clear line of sight here. Let me just double check. Yeah, if you look down, he's not really getting blocked by anything. He's a very tall model. Plus, if, in the actual flesh, or living metal flesh, he'd be hovering off the ground, so we can call that a clear line of sight.
Yes, we can.
Alright, so hitting on 3s.
Ooh, that's a bit rough.
2 misses, but we'll see how it goes.
The front armor value of a Doomsday Arc is 8.
8, of course. Not getting much of the penetration result, though. So we've got strength 6, so I need at least a 2 to glance. First one is a 5. Now, you've got the invuln save, don't you?
I've got an invuln save. Quantum shielding is alive, and that means I get a 5-up invuln save on any attack.
Yeah, so invuln that first.
No, it goes in.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so that being a strength 5 hit. 5 plus 6, so we're looking at strength 11.
That's right, because the second capability of quantum shielding is penetration weapons only add 1 instead of 3.
Yes, so if we go up 1, we go from a stun to a hull point damage.
Oh no. Well, it was nice having 4 hull points for a while. Let me just get one of these counters.
I mean, still, you have more hull points than I have.
Oh, absolutely, but I'm paying through the nose for those.
Alright, and of course we're in Devastator Doctrine, so firing a las cannon from this far away means it has the Shattering rule. So that takes out the front armor down a point.
Down a point. We're at 7 front armor. This could be bad.
Yes, it could. So let's see the next result. Oh, a 4. So that'll be the exact same result, as long as you don't get your...
Come on, quantum shielding.
Yes. Ooh, yep. Very good. Well, that would have been good to get him down to half health turn 1, but wasn't meant to be. And the Hunter Killer Missile, watch this fail. He didn't! He surprised us all.
How rare.
Strength 6 or 7 on a Hunter Killer. I forget.
Let me just grab the rulers here.
Actually, do a quick invuln save.
Let's see if this even works. It goes through.
Okay, it does.
I have been marked for death, it seems.
That's a 1. Never mind.
Ah, well. Hunter Killer missiles are strength 7 and a pen weapon, which is just as well as roll 1.
Yep, as they always do. You cannot rely on Hunter Killer Missiles. Ever. That is the rule. Do I want to pop smoke on him? Not yet. Yeah, I think he can... He's in a pretty good spot. I think he should be safe.
That's fair.
Alright, yeah, your next activation.
My activation. Now, join me on the other side of the table for a moment.
Alright, let's take a quick journey over there.
Now, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing with the other Doomsday Arc. We're going to move a whole 20 inches.
Alright.
So, here's the trick, is just like the monolith, I'm going to have to clear this terrain piece.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a solid terrain piece. So being a medium tank, it's less likely to get through. Let's find out.
Don't roll a 1.
I didn't roll a 1.
Oh, that's fine. He goes through fine.
Beautiful.
Flying
He's just going to be sat right over here. Now, my hope is that this terrain piece will provide at least 25% obscuring tanks in that area.
Definitely. Yeah.
Alrighty.
But that means you got to watch out for the Razorback.
Oh, no. Not
with
the
his
Razorback.
twin heavy bolters.
Not the heavy bolters.
He's got the Hunter Killer Missile.
Okay, now that I am legitimately scared of.
Yeah, but...
Well, let's remove this as a concern. I'm going to be firing the Doomsday Arc, Doomsday Cannon, right into the Razorback.
Yep.
Let's see where we land.
Poor guy.
Oh, he's going to take all of that.
Alright. So 2 blasts, so that's going to be 4 hits.
Which is still a strength of... I don't remember my stats. Strength 5.
Okay. So, yeah, needing 4s or better.
Oh, that's a lot healthier.
All right, and it is a shattering weapon, isn't it?
Not in this case. The
okay.
Doomsday Cannon on low strength is just strength 5.
All right, all right.
All right, so let's start here with a total of 11.
So 11, so we're looking at, luckily it's not a pen, but looking at 11 v 8. Ah, damn, we're looking at a stun.
That's not good at all.
So I'll give him a quick, whoop, that's the wrong icon. So then what do we get? We got the stun. You pretty much got the whole...
Oh
like
yeah, got the range.
It's like a small straight.
So we've got a 10 here versus the armor value.
Yeah. So 10 versus 8 is of course going to be wheel damage. And then the 9 for the lower one.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be looking at... So he's got the wheel damage. He's got the shocked. And he's got the stun. He is... That's the thing. He's not super damaged. Like, he's still at full health, full armor, but he's not going to be doing much this turn.
Shaken, but not stirred, you could say.
Yeah, you could. I guess.
All right, that's my activation. Next up is yours.
Yeah, and the plan for this guy was just to run him really fast up the board to cap some points, but he's not going to be doing any running lately. Mm-hmm. Vindicator went, he went... The Predator went. Maybe we go with good old reliable Achilles. Now the Achilles is going to need to go through terrain as well, so we'll do a quick test on him.
Oh, is that terrain even going to survive?
Yeah, that's a 6, so that's terrain destroyed. Which I guess I don't really need it anymore, but it was kind of handy on my side having it, but he just plows straight over it.
For the glory of the Emperor.
Well, that's it. It's just going to end up just behind there.
Yeah, those multi-melters are getting awful close.
They are indeed. And of course, he's got his 24-inch range. So he's not in melter range of this one.
That would be horrifying.
Oh, yeah. Now, the question here is if I split fire, or do I try and put everything in just in one tank? Because he's going to have the arc to be able to pretty much go all into one. What did we end up doing to this guy? He just took a hull point, didn't he?
He just took a hull point.
No, didn't I get his...
No, sorry, he didn't take a hull point. He took an armor point.
Ah, that was it. That was it. We just got his armor down. Well, we might... And we are inside of 24, so we're not going to get shattering. But then again, it is a melter anyway. Ooh, yeah, well, let's just try and take out the wounded one. So I've got all the melters into... Wait, I don't have enough dice. Ah, that's alright. So I'll do the first one, the side one, into him. 4 shots for twin multi-melters. That is 2 hits, because of course he took the -1 penalty for moving. So give me 2 invulnerable saves.
Come on, stay in one piece.
What do we get?
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. Alright, the first one. Ooh, he's spinning. I thought it was going to be a 6. Would have been good. Wonderful. Well, anyway, that's 5 plus 8. His front armor
Is 7.
7. So that's going to be a stun, because he's going to go up from shock to 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I'm sorry. Hull.
Okay.
That's another hull point.
Hull point goes down to 3.
Wonderful. And the next one, so we need at least a 3 by that logic. And that is a 4. So that is a weapon destroyed and hull point.
Alright, so the way we usually determine a weapons being destroyed is randomly. So we allocate numbers. 1, 2 is for the Doomsday Cannon. 3, 4 is for the right gas flare array. And 5, 6 for the other one. Come on, baby. 4. So the right gas flare array is out of action.
It's so valuable with strength 1 hits.
Oh, absolutely. These are ablative weapons.
Alright. Well, we've done pretty good so far. Just grab a weapon destroyed counter. So, weapon destroyed, so we remember this guy is no longer full of guns. Alright, so the next melter array.
Just the one.
Only the one, so give me a quick invuln save.
On. Oh, yes.
Ah, there we
Beautiful.
go. Alright, so not super great so far, but now we've got the Shatter Shells. Let's see how these boys do. So 2 hits. Why don't you give me 2 invulns?
2 invuln saves. That's one of them gets
One
blocked.
of them goes through. Cool. Now, if I remember, which I don't, I really should. I love this tank. He is my favorite tank in the whole game. So we got one going through, which is strength 5 with pen.
Oh, dear.
Ooh.
Oh,
All right.
that's 10 versus 7 then.
10 versus 7.
Which
You only
becomes-
get. It is a pen weapon, but I'm only getting 1 bonus for that. So goes up to 11 versus 7. Now 11 v 7 is another whole point.
You know, if there were more material on these, I wouldn't be so worried about it getting so shot full of holes.
Well, that's the thing. At least it's. I was going to say at least it's still able to shoot pretty good.
Oh,
but-
absolutely.
But then again, I've still got some more stuff coming at it.
Yeah, you do.
So what's it down to? 2 hull points?
It's down to 2 hull points, though the armor is relatively intact.
Yeah. All right, very good. Well, that was, I think it was a good decision to weaken him with the Predator first. Cool. So your last activation
My
then.
final
Oh, before that, I will pop smoke on this guy.
Ah, fair enough.
He is, he's a bit exposed at the minute.
Is a Land Raider ever truly exposed? That armor value is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, it's still got stuff inside to expose.
That's true. Okay, my last activation of this round. The monolith it's not going to do anything complicated. It's literally just going to move up, not even as full movement to there. Now, the benefit is it's the command tank. So it's going to activate its command tank ability, giving this damaged Doomsday Ark evasive. -1 to be hit.
Very good.
Sometimes the Necrons can pop smoke too.
Well, that's it. That's
Alrighty, so you leave me with some interesting choices. Oh, I'm going to have to take on. I think I'm going to be taking everything I have of this tank straight into the front armor of the Land Raider.
Oh dear.
Let's see if I can even hit. So, first off, we have the 2 Death Rays. Hitting on 4s at this point. That's 1 hit.
1 hit. All right, I got a 5 up invuln.
You do at that.
Oh,
Nuts.
wonderful.
All right. Next up and last up is the particle whip.
That's it.
Hitting on 4s. Excellent. Now,
Oh,
the benefit of it being a large tank that's being shot at, every one of
Oh,
these
dear.
turns into 3 hits.
that's going to be max hit, max shots.
So I'm going to need 6 invuln saves from you.
Oh, you certainly are. I'll just do this twice. So the first ones, make 1 of them. And then I make none of them.
Oh dear, 5 going in.
So 5 going in. Strength, armor 11.
And strength 9. But it is a shattering weapon, so this could hurt the front armor of this Land
So that's
Raider.
the thing. It's just going to slowly melt it down.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see what we get. Them some big numbers.
All right.
So, we start with... That 2 is probably not going anywhere, but
That's it.
we'll hang on to it for the moment, see if the armor degrades. We start off with the 6. Now, that's going to be a total of 15 and shattering.
Well, yeah, because the way we're supposed to do it is do it 1 at a time.
I think we need a fast rolling rule for this, honestly.
Well, actually, that's the thing. It's only 5 things. I'd probably say roll again, and we'll do it 1 at a time, because that's the way I've been doing it.
Alright, so we'll drop the 2 off then, not worry about that. So we'll start with the 6. And the 6 becomes a 15 total against 11.
So, yeah, 15 against 11. So you're looking at 4 degrees of success, which of course makes it a hull.
A whole boy, oh boy.
All right, let me grab a counter.
And since it's shattering, the front armor goes down to 10.
Sure does. We've got front 10, side back to 11. Then we got the hull points is now 3. Yikes. And rear armor of 11. All right.
Next up, we've got the 5, which makes it a total of 14.
Well, a 14 14 versus 10. Now 14 versus 10, you're looking at hull point again. So hull point now as 2, and the front armor goes down to 9.
Could it happen, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh dear.
And we have 2 13s here.
Of course, that's 13. Well, actually, that's 13 because it's all pretty much the same.
That's true. 13 versus 9 now.
Yep, which is still 4 degrees of success,
And
which is...
then it's even worse. So, wow.
Yep, he's gone.
Now, let's find out if the Land Raider explodes.
What strength was the weapon?
The strength was 9.
Oh, yeah, yeah, like on a 4+, it's going to explode.
Oh, yeah,
Roll for it.
Let's see how we go. That's a 6.
Yep, that explodes. Leaving a smoking crater in its wake.
Now, that's the interesting thing about tanks in Tank Hunter. When you can actually wreck a tank, sometimes the tank wreckage is left behind and can form cover. Other times, exactly like this, the higher the strength of the weapon, the more likely it is to leave behind a simple blast marker. A tank that survived since the Horus Heresy, now little more than ash and a dent in a planet.
Sadness infinity.
All right, and that's all my activations, so you've got free reign for the rest of the turn.
Yeah, and that puts you at a pretty hefty point advantage with 3 points for destroying a heavy tank. Very interesting. Well, what we got left?
One Vindicator and 1 Hunter, I believe.
Oh, and technically the Razorback.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Razorback. Look, we'll move this guy 10 inches out. So that'll get him just in front of the crater. So we'll just move around.
Yep.
Now, what's he got himself range of? I think we might go everything into the wounded guy that's now -1 to hit. So I'll only be hitting on 5s.
That's something we haven't taken across from 9th edition. Negative penalties to firing stack. Sometimes it's possible for weapons to not even be able to hit at all.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. I think we might save the Hunter-Killer missile, though. I'll just try and go for the Demolisher cannon.
Now, Demolisher is a blast cannon, and the Doomsday Axe is a medium tank. Every hit here means 2 hits.
Yep. Yes, it does.
Each of which receives an invuln save.
That is the chances. So hitting on 5s. Ooh, I got a hit.
Hit.
All right, give me an invuln save.
Is that 1 invuln save or 2 invuln saves?
Just 1.
1 invuln save. Nothing.
Very good. So 2 hits. 2 damage rolls. All right. So of course this is strength 7.
So everything's going to be penetrating.
Oh yeah, because your armor is 7 at the minute.
That it is.
All right. So let's have a look. Oh, only a 2. So that goes to,
9.
of course, an 11. Well, yeah, 7 plus that is 9, but then a 10 because of pen.
10 versus 7 is
10 versus 7 is stun.
stun. Oh boy.
All right, so I'm looking for higher than that.
Oh no.
Ah, damn. So that is a fail.
No, that would. Ones are automatically fails.
Yeah,
aren't
ones
they?
are always fails.
Let me grab a stun from over here.
I'll smoke this guy as well. All right, very good.
We neither
You are
condone
smoking.
We neither condone the smoking of tobacco nor vaping, but every once in a while, smoking may save your life.
Well, it might. Now, when we look at this hunter, what's he gonna have range of? I mean, he's got range of everything, but what's he gonna have sight of? Pretty much the main monolith. He's got a pretty easy line of sight of that, just going straight down the table. Yeah, no, there's not much blocking him at all. All right, let's take the hunter. And we'll fire... Do I want to do the hunter-killer as well? Yeah, let's get it out of the way. Into your command tank monolith.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed. So he gets shot, but I'm hitting on 2s because the target is a hover one. So let's see how we go. I could have moved him out and still hit then. Oh well, he's pretty safe here. So hitting on a 2. Oh yeah. And he doesn't have himself an invulnerable save.
He sure doesn't, but his armor facing is 11.
Well, that's all right, because we are looking at strength Strength 6, so I guess still needing a 5 or a 6.
And he gets it.
All right.
So that is a glance, I believe.
Well, it is a pen weapon, so +1.
+3 in this case. I don't have quantum shielding.
Oh, right.
So it's a 14 versus 11.
Well, 14 versus 11. We are looking at a stun.
Another stun.
Oh, and he takes a hull point.
Of course he does.
So because the Sky Spear missile launcher specifically hates everything that flies.
And we do love to fly.
That's it. All right, so him being stunned, that's a pretty good result.
Sure is.
Oh, and the hull point. Can't forget about that.
Oh boy.
How many hull points do they have again?
I got bad news for you. A monolith has 8 hull points.
That's it. Technically the Lord of War. Well, I guess.
Never should have been Lord of War.
Well, yeah, that's the weird point. Because what else do they have that's like considerably a heavy tank?
The obelisk.
Oh, yeah, we don't speak of him.
We don't speak of him. Voted 3 editions running worst vehicle in the game.
Unfortunate. Well, final turn, I don't have much going on, so all I'm going to do is flat out this guy and get him into some cover. So of course he's taken wheel damage, so now his speed is only 9. Stun, so he can only go 4.5. 4.5 plus 3 for half to the flat out. So we're looking at 7.5 inches. I think I maybe just
about up to here.
pretty much. Yeah. And of course he'll lose his shocked and he'll lose his stun for going to the next turn. Because now he's activated. He's had time to clear his head. But yeah, that's all my activations.
Okay.
Very good. So at the end of this turn, points are you going to get for holding your line?
Well, all of my tanks are in the middle section, so that means each and every one of them scoring 2 points.
Well, isn't that something? Yeah, you're right. They're all the distance in. So that gives you 8 victory points.
+3 for killing the Land Raider.
That's it. So currently on 11. So I'm only going to get... Let's see where these guys ended up. They didn't go very far. I think they're all within the... Yeah, this guy's... no, he's not...
I'd say he's majority.
Is he majority?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So they're pretty much going to earn me 1 point each. So that puts me on a total of 4 victory points. So, rough start for the Space Marines. Alright, we go into turn 2.
Turn 2, and since I finished first last turn, that means I start first this turn.
That is correct.
Life is hard
Mm-hmm.
for the Space Marines. Death is easy for the Necrons. Okay, so my command protocols change yet again.
Wonderful.
Now, since I still have Protocol of the Conquering Tyrant as my permanent one, that means all my tanks still have Relentless. But I think I'm going to move up to Protocol of the Eternal Guardian, which is the Allied Special. In this case, tanks that start their turn within 6 inches of my command tank and don't move, gain evasive.
Oh, wow.
So, can you guess what I'm not going to be doing this turn?
I mean, they're in a pretty good spot. They've got the center of the board. Yeah, why would they move? Since I got nowhere to go.
Exactly. All right. So, starting off with this particular Doomsday Arc. Now, living metal comes into effect. I roll a die, and on a 2-up, I can heal 1 point of damaged armor.
Let's see if you get him back up to full.
I get him back up to full. That front armor goes back up to 8. Now, of course, that doesn't regenerate damaged weapons or lost hull points, so he's still a fragile little boy under there.
Yep. I was about to say, and the being stunned isn't really going to make a difference because he's only got 1 weapon to fire, and he's not going to be moving anywhere.
He's not going to be moving anywhere. Now, due to minor firing aesthetics, he's just going to be pivoting a little bit here.
Just a little bit.
And he's going to be, I think, hammering right into that smoky Vindicator over there.
Ooh, okay.
Now, it is going to be only hitting on 4s because that is a smoky Vindicator.
That is true, but yeah, that is right in.
Let's see if we can hit. No.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Well, he's pretty hurt. He's had a rough morning.
He's had a rough morning.
All right, but you can remove the stun token.
That I can.
Because he is no longer for purposes.
And what's your activation, sir?
Well, because I was thinking the Vindicator himself to return fire, but then, of course, he'll lose the smoke. And he's already in a bit of an we might go the Predator, everything into him. See if we can we can take out like a...
Now, a monolith does currently carry 6 weapons. That's 4 Death Rays, the Particle Whip, and the Portal of Exile. If a monolith tank shocks into you, you will feel it. So it's a 1 in 6 chance of taking out the key weapon here.
No, we'll go for it. We'll go 4 las cannons. 4 las cannons into the wounded monolith.
Rock and roll.
Alright. Hitting on 3s, because he did not move.
And I haven't activated, so I don't get... Oh, no.
Oh dear, just 1.
I haven't activated this monolith, so it's not yet evasive.
No. Well, let's see what we get.
Front armor is 10.
It is 4, so that's only going to be, of course, the strength is 6, that's a 10.
But it is a penetrating weapon.
Yep, and what did you say the front armor was?
10.
10, alright. So we're just looking at a shocked.
Okay. Well, it's shocked from last turn.
Oh, that means it's, if it's still shocked from last turn, it will... Wait, do we shock it or stun it?
Which one's the exclamation point?
The exclamation point is stunned.
Alright, it's stunned and shocked.
Alright. Very good.
Well, let's be honest, it's already done everything it needs to this turn.
Well, pretty much. Very good. And I'll pop smoke on that guy, actually.
Now, you're out of Devastator Doctrine at this point, aren't you?
Yeah, that's why it's not doing Shatter as well.
That is a very powerful opening maneuver. Okay, my activation. And you know what? I think I will activate that monolith now.
Alright.
Let's see if that armor facing repairs. It sure does.
Sure
So
does.
the front armor's back up to 11. That's going to make things quite difficult. And I love it. Okay, past that. Now, since it's both shock and stun, I'm not going to be moving it, which is just as well, but it only gets to fire the 1 weapon.
Fire 1 weapon at neg 1.
Yep. So it's going to be trying to hit, I think, the Razorback with its Particle Whip.
Fair enough.
Let's see how we do. Hitting on 4s. I don't want to hit the Vindicator or any of the other smoked tanks because that's -2 to hit.
See how you do.
1 hit, which turns into 2, since it is a medium tank.
That's it.
Now, the side armor on a Razorback
will be 8.
will be 8. And this is a strength 9 weapon, so we're basically guaranteed a pen here.
See how we do.
1 automatically fails, but 1 definitely goes through. So it is shattering, so the armor side goes down to 7.
Certainly does.
This is a total of 13.
Well, a 13 versus 8. That's going to be a weapon destroyed.
How many weapons do you have on the Razorback?
It has 3. Because it has the Storm Bolter, it has the Heavy Bolter, and it has the Hunter Killer Missile still.
Well, here's hoping we get the Hunter Killer. Let's roll for that die.
And his side armor now goes down to 7. And we'll put a nice little weapon destroyed token for him. Now let's see. So we got 1, 2 for... We got 1, 2 for the Storm Bolter, 3, 4 for the Heavy Bolter, and the Hunter Killer Missile. Hunter Killer Missile it is.
Oh, thank you, Catan. May you ever remain in prison.
He is the source of all the power.
And
all right.
That's that, and my command tank also makes a choice. Now, evasive doesn't stack, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So for all intents and purposes, it's going to take its own evasion capabilities. Oh no, wait, sorry, I tell a lie. I will activate evasive on the other Doomsday Arc.
Yep.
Because then it doesn't have to activate to gain the benefits of evasive.
No, that's it.
Gotta get that in there a little early.
Not a bad idea. Very good. Now this one hasn't activated either, has it?
Hasn't activated either.
I might put
So
the...
this is the one that got evasive from the command tank. The command tank and this arc are both evasive. And the farm monolith is not. But it is fairly obscured for many tanks.
Yeah. I might go ahead and put the Hunter into this one.
Now with all the benefits to hitting, since it's against a hover vehicle, wouldn't it make more sense to move that tank up quite aggressively?
No, with the neg 1 that you say it's now getting, it's going to be back to hitting on... Should be 2s, because it's going to be neg 1 from evasive, plus neg 1 for being obscured, So actually it's going to be back to 3s then. So let's see how we do. So the hunter, 1 shot, hitting on a 3. He didn't fire his hunter killer, did he?
He did not, I think.
I think I'll wait for it though. 3, give me that 3. Ah, that's
no.
a 1.
Did you want to wait for it now, or did you want to fire it off?
No, I already declared it.
Fair enough. Disappointing.
Disappointing indeed.
Okay, next up would be my turn. And I'm going to activate the Far Monolith just to get everybody nice and evasive. Well, it does make things a little interesting. So, the one... Well, let me just see. You can pivot tanks on the spot without them necessarily...
That's right.
Moving. So I'm just going to ever so delicately rotate this monolith in an attempt to get this death ray firing it that way.
Yeah, that should work.
Okay, so I'm going to take 2 death rays.
Yep.
Going up against the smoky vindicator. 1 death ray and the particle whip into the other smoky vindicator.
Ah, yes, yes.
Okay, so...
And the other main gun?
The particle whip will go into this...
Oh, him as well, cool.
So the 2 death rays against the far vindicator.
Go for it.
Hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s.
That's 1.
1 hit.
Now, a death ray is, of course, strength 6. And the frontal armor of a vindicator with a dozer blade is 10. This is going to be a little tricky.
Oop.
That's a 1, so that does nothing.
No good.
Next up is 1 death ray against this particular fellow.
Yep.
So, let's see if we can hit a 4. We absolutely can. Let's see if we can hit... What's the sidearm?
Well, sidearm is only 9.
Only 9. Let's see. That is a pen.
Oh, dear.
Now, a death ray, of course, is a pen weapon in and of itself. So this would be a total of 6, 5, 3 is 14.
Yeah, well, that's going to be like 6 degrees of success. That's straight up immobilized.
Oh, dear.
Dang, I was hoping he'd have a turn to do something.
And his demolisher cannon is just pointing the wrong way.
That's exactly right, so unfortunately.
A rough time. Well, this might not be a problem. Let's see if the particle whip can finish him off.
Oh, good point.
2
Now,
shots.
He hasn't taken a hull point yet.
He hasn't taken a hull point, but then again, neither did the Lane Raider.
Oh wait, no, he did. He did take the hull point. He's down to 2.
This is going to be even worse then.
So he's down to 1 hull point.
That is 1 successful hit, which turns to 2.
Oh, yep.
Now let's see. Oops, that is a 3. That is a 4, and you can check the slow motion replay if you like. But we do have a total of then 13, which is also shattering, and 12, which is also shattering, both of which I believe are penetrating hits.
They're both penetrating. That's going to be like 7 degrees of success, so that's going to be straight up dead.
Oh boy. Now, let's see if this fella explodes.
On a 4-up?
It does.
All right. No cover will be granted.
Which is unfortunate for my companion here, as a little bit of cover for that Razorback would have gone a long way.
Pretty much. He cannot protect him anymore, I'm afraid. He's gone forever.
He went valiantly, performing his service, whether he wanted to or not.
Yep. Oh dear. Well, we are looking quite worse for wear at the minute. So that's gone. We still have the other Vindicator. You might need to do a lot of the heavy lifting at this point.
Well, that blast weapon is nothing to sneeze at, as before. So there is every possibility you could cripple any one of my vehicles at any point in time.
True. I mean, yeah, technically he could get actually max shots if he wanted. And the Vindicator is going to be doing most of the heavy lifting here. So I think we need to have... Damn, everything's still pretty well...
Everything's evasive.
Yep, it is. So I might need to... He's just out of sight, so I'm going to have to move him up to hit that guy. Because he's going to be the best target for this. And it's going to give me the most points, and yeah, I think I really need to put a dent in these guys.
Yep, that command monolith could be worth 6 points and a huge turning point of this game.
That's it. So he's going to have to move up to here. I didn't fire his hunter killer, did I?
Sure didn't.
All right. We're going to put everything into him.
Alrighty.
Now, luckily enough, we're now in tactical doctrine, so he is in range. Let's see. He's evasive. We move, so this is only hitting on 5s.
That's a hit.
That's a 1 hit. And of
Turns
course,
into 3.
yes. And I can re-roll a wound, which I've been forgetting up to this point, but I don't think it's mattered. Because everything I've tried to wound, I've pretty much done it. So the first one. Alright, so that is, of course, 7 plus that, so that's 10 plus 1, that's 11.
That's a glance.
So that is a glance, so his front armor is now at 10. Next one. Ooh, very good. So that is now going to be a 14 against 10, so that's 4 degrees of success. That's a whole point.
Oh dear.
And another armor
Front armor's now 9.
front armor's now 9. And that'll be the same thing again.
So that's down to 6 hull points, and the front armor is now 8.
Yes.
I don't like that. But
So that's
the way the
pretty
game
good.
goes.
All right, and the Hunter Killer Missile. Oh, it hit.
Oh dear.
That's a 6. Wonderful. Let's see how we do. Oh, another 6.
Oh no. Hunter
No.
Killers are vicious when they get a high roll.
They certainly are, because of course that is 7, wasn't it? All right, 7 plus that, so that gives us 13 plus 1, 14 versus what was your
8.
8? So that's 6 degrees of success, meaning he's immobilized and loses another wound.
Ow. Well, it's not like he was going anywhere anyway.
Well, that's the other kind of thing. It's like, yeah, he's not going to be moving anymore, but he certainly did some damage. So he's down to half wounds at this point.
He is. This is getting concerning.
But, all right. Interesting.
All right, and my last activation.
Yes.
So, I will take the Doomsday Arc that has not activated and fire everything directly into... Ooh, wait. Let me just take that measuring tape from you for a moment.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Thank you. Let's see, because it's possible, in fact, probable, that the Vindicator is in range of the Gauss Blades. Now, the front armor of a Vindicator, it's a heavy armor, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, you're not going to be able
a strength
to...
1 weapon's not going through.
No, it's not going to do anything.
Well, once again, Gauss Blades proving that they are the most useless weapon in this edition. So, the high-powered Doomsday Cannon is going right into the side armor of a Razorback.
Oh dear, now is he obscured in any way?
I don't know if enough is...
No, he was trying to get to the other side of the blocks, but no, he didn't make it.
Alright, so, 2 shots. There's 1 hit, which turns to 2.
Very good.
Now, we are at strength 7. Oh no, that is a total of 10 plus penetration, which makes it 13.
Yeah, that's 13 versus his side armor, which is 8, so that's 5 degrees of success. So that's another hull point. So he's down to 1 hull point. And yeah, another weapon destroyed.
Oh dear.
So we've got yeah, 50, 1, 2, 3, it's the Storm Bolter, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's a 2, so it's a Storm Bolter is now gone. His Twin Heavy Bolter remains.
Oh dear. Alrighty, well the other one goes from a 7 to a 10, which, sorry, that was 13, which was that one. Now it's 16 for the 6.
Oh, yep, so 16 versus, yeah, that's 6 degrees of success, which is another whole point and immobilized. This guy's dead as well.
Does he explode? Survey says
No.
no. So he's just going to remain there as a wreck.
Unfortunate. And that technically was, that would have been my last activation. But, yeah, so at least I'll activate first.
Yep. So let's do a points tally. Alright, at this turn, I'm still in the midpoint of the board, which means another 2 points per vehicle. On top of that, I killed 2 medium tanks, which is another 4 points.
Yeah.
Taking me up to a total of 23.
That's it, so... And we pretty much stayed in the same spot, so I'm not going to get much points for that. Well, let's just see if we can take out some damage, because we're going into turn 3, and I don't think I can catch up on points. So it's going to come down to just taking him out with us.
I'm Lord, die for the name of the Emperor.
Well, that's all we can do. If you remember the start of Dawn of War, Soulstorm, wasn't it?
Oh, that was the one, yeah.
No, was it Soulstorm? That was...
No, it's Dark Crusade.
If you remember the start of Dark Crusade, of course, the Marines were not having a good time when the monolith popped down. This is pretty much a recreation of that.
This is the way a monolith should feel.
Yeah. But anyway, I think... Oh.
First activation, of course, is yours.
Yes, yes. And we're going to stay in Tactical Doctrine. And I think what's going to be the better option is to keep hammering the Vindicator home.
That's not good.
Yeah, yeah. So, at least now we're hitting on 4s. So we got 2 blasts. Oh, both hit.
Oh dear.
And so first one we've got...
Front armor is currently 8.
Exactly. And it's
no.
a Salamander. I get 1 free reroll. There we go.
Uh-oh.
So 8 you said.
Now this is strength 7, plus 5 is 12, and penetrating takes it to a 15.
Yes, so that's going to be many degrees of success. So that's going to be a double immobilized. That's going to be 2 hull points. All right.
I'm running out of hull points.
That's it.
Monoliths aren't supposed to run out of hull points.
No. All right, the next one. Well, now it's down to how many? 2?
Is down to 2.
All right. Next one is a 1, so that's a fail. Then, of course, we've got the other one. So that is... And, of course, we're still in tactical, so your front armor went down again. So that should be a wound. That should be 10.
Versus 7.
10 versus 7, plus 3, so it's going to be... Yep, that's enough degrees of success to blow him out of the water.
Oh dear, does he explode?
On a 4+, he explodes.
He now that's worth 6 points, and perhaps even more than that, it deactivates my command protocols.
Pretty much. He was a pretty priority target.
Well, the fortunate point for the Marines, they have killed the Chief Monolith. The unfortunate point is now the Necrons are mad.
Aren't they always?
Well, there's degrees. All right,
so.
Let's see. Well, I don't have access to any of my really fancy stuff because all the command protocols have gone away. I just have the benefit of being extra fast. So, I'm going to activate this Doomsday Arc, and I am going to move him up the board.
Fair enough.
Measuring tape, if you please.
There we are.
Thank you. He is going to move a grand total of 10. Now, dare I?
Ooh.
I do dare. I'm going to flat him out because there's nothing worth really shooting at. He's just going to sit right behind here, as obscured as he possibly can be.
Very much so.
Now, because of how deep in territory that is,
oh,
it's just over the... In fact, I have a little extra movement, so I'm just going to move him a little further. Over the line, he's going to be scoring me 3 points at the end of this turn, assuming he lives.
I should do. I'm not really going to... Because basically what I have to do now... let's see. So now the activation, I might go with the Predator. Did he get that stunned after he'd activated or before?
I believe he got it after he activated.
Ah, dang. So he's going to be neg 1. Now he sort of has line of sight.
No, sorry. That is not a stun. That is smoke.
Oh, dear.
Couldn't find a token, but that was what happened.
Well, that's the trouble. When I got the May, they sort of look the same.
A little.
Little the same. Alright, never mind. Never mind. Well, I think we might need to go... I guess I could move him out to take out that guy. But that guy's fully...
Fully healed, fully equipped.
Got it. And the one at the back has taken... He's down to 2 wounds,
He's down to 2 wounds, but his armor is full strength.
Full strength. But las cannons do have a... Now, is he... should be no longer evasive?
He's not... He is still evasive because he hasn't activated yet.
Right, right.
But the one that is up front here is not. Though from the current angle, he's -2 to be hit.
I think that's why we need to move... Tell you what we might do. Got to be in it to win it. We'll fire the hunter into him.
Oh no.
See what we can do.
Yeah, with With the +2 to be hit, that 100 completely commutes out all the cover bonus I have there. That's not good at all.
Pretty much. And if I keep him still, I'll be hitting on 3, so...
Oh, that's a
hit. Give me a invuln save.
Invuln save says, oh please, oh please, oh please. No.
Very good. Now let's see how we do for the damage. 4.
Now the armor is an 8, and penetration is taken down by 1. So that's a total of 11 versus 8.
So it is strength 6 with pen, so 6, of course, +4, so we're looking at 10 versus...
+1 for the pen.
Yep, so that's 11 versus, what did you say side armor was?
Side armor is 8.
Side armor 8, so we're looking at 3 degrees of success. So that's just going to be stunned.
Stunned.
Stunned, and it takes a whole point.
Ow.
For being a hater of things that can get off the ground.
Well, that's not particularly fun for me. But, well, I've already had my fun, haven't I?
Well, that's it. He's feeling pretty sneaky about himself.
Alrighty, next up, I'm going to move that monolith.
Alright.
Now, unfortunately, since I don't have Relentless, moving anything is going to cause me problems, but can't really shoot well from where I am. I'm going to be moving a grand fleet in total of 10 inches. Now, I'm going to try and do what I was going to do in the first turn. I'm going to try and move through this cover behind this dump truck.
Alright, go for it.
That is a 4.
Oh yeah, +1. Yeah, the heat goes through fine.
Thank heavens. It's going to remain on that bit of an angle just to get more weapons to
Yeah,
bear.
just to optimize.
Okay. Now, I am absolutely going to turn every gun that this monolith has straight against the Predator.
Alright.
Because it's no longer smoky. Have at you.
Now, luckily enough, he should be able to... Because he's going to be somewhat obscured from pretty much all of that. Because he's got another tank in the way, plus that. And he moves. So I'm going to say he's probably going to only be hitting on 6s.
Probably only going to be hitting on 6s, which is going to be a problem. So, let's start with the 2 death rays. That's a 6.
Oh, and there's a 6. Wonderful.
Alrighty, so the strength of death ray is 6, and the front armor of a Predator with a dozer blade is?
Normally 10, but because he's a command tank, it's 11.
Oh no.
So he's at max.
Okay, so this is going to be kind of difficult. I would need a 5 to even glance.
Oop,
that doesn't go anywhere, unfortunately. So that's a total of 10.
Not enough.
Not enough. Well, it's down to the flux arc. Let's see how... Sorry, the particle whip.
Yep.
Nothing. Ah, well.
Oh, you got to be in it to win it.
Got to be in it to win it.
All right, very good.
Your activation, I believe.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, do we try and go with the Predator to go against the one that's already wounded? Because, yeah, he does seem to be...
a lot of... Oh, that does make for an interesting thing. How does a dozer blade affect tank shots?
Oh, it gives him a melee weapon. But it's not that good. I think I'm going to be better off... Let's have a look.
Some armies definitely do have melee tanks. Consult your local rule set to be able to figure out how you should build your Genestealer Cults army. Rock grinders. Always take rock grinders.
Oh, that's a good point. Because I don't want him to have... You don't want him to have good line of sight from the one that hasn't activated. But I have a feeling... Because he's pretty much blocked from that at the minute because of that. So he could just go trying straight into the... Of course, he's pretty blocked as well. So I'll shift this guy up. He's 12 inches. Yeah, at least he'll be sort of covered from water turbines. We've got that still. Yeah, so let's move this guy, shift him 12 over to here. We're only to go through just normal terrain. That's a 1, but of course it's +2, so he's fine. And there we go. Now we're firing fully onto this guy.
That's not good at all.
Nope.
No, it's 4 las cannons.
Yes, it is. All right, so 4 las cannons straight into this guy. Let's see how we do. Oh,
no.
very good. That's 3 hits. Let's see some invulnerable saves.
That's one
All right. Can be. So this, of course, it's more or less front armor, but
Well, his armor's untouched so far, so it's 8 all around.
8 all round anyway. Let's see. So the first one, we're going to get ourselves a 3. So of course 3 plus 6 gives a 9 plus 1, 10. So 10 versus 8.
It's 2 degrees of success.
2 degrees of success. So that is whatchamacallit? Your wheel damage.
Yes. Necron vehicles well known for having wheels.
Well, wheel / propulsion damage, but I've
That's
only
true.
got a wheel token to put for that.
That sounds really bad.
And the next one. Ooh,
Oh, no.
that's what we wanted. That's
no.
what we wanted. The 6.
That's a
6 versus
13 versus 8.
13 versus. So that's 5 points of success.
Yep.
So that is weapon destroyed and a hull point.
Hull point. He's down to 2 hull points. Let's see. As before, 1, 2 for the big cannon. 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'll give us that 1, 2.
No, get out of here. It's the far one.
Flare array. Wonderful. And it was only 2 that got. Was it 2 or 3 that got through?
It was 2 that got through.
Yeah, that's
one
what I
was
thought. All right. So he's somewhat wounded. He's got a weapon destroyed, so that's good. Well, could have been the better one.
But he lives.
But he lives. But he's down to 2 wounds, so hopefully next turn.
Okay, so the Fire Doomsday arc. Come in here a second.
Ooh.
Alrighty, now looking at the trajectories, yeah, that Vindicator's really kind of hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah, he got himself in a pretty good position.
And even the Hunter in the back line is going to be a bit tricky to get at.
That's it. He's got himself pretty propped up. It's mostly the gun itself.
All right, so I'm just going to have to move up and take it with the lower strength weapons.
But then again, at this point of the game, yeah.
Ooh, that is true. He would be worth more to you dead than me.
I was gonna say, yeah, capturing more objective from objective points is gonna definitely be.
Alrighty, so he's going to move up his full distance, which is a whopping 14 inches at this stage.
Crazy.
You gotta love it. So, 14 inches, we'll take the front right to here.
All right, so I think he's still gonna be in the 3rd zone at least.
I can't flat this guy out just yet. But his primary cannon, I think I'm going to go and tickle that Hunter's front armor a bit.
Oh, he has been pretty safe for the time.
He has no more.
So I'd say, yeah, probably obscured at least 25%. So
So we're looking at 5s
looking
to
at
hit.
5s to hit.
And it is low powered, so let's not expect the world here. No, nothing. Nothing at all. Ah, well.
He's still claiming.
Sure. Yeah.
What's their special thing? Expansive aggression.
Just a moment. No, this particular dynasty is actually taking up. Nefric gets overwhelming radiance.
Well, they're acting like they have the aggressive, expansive.
Oh, absolutely. I will take every 6-inch slot that I can get.
All right. Well, you activated last, so I will activate first.
Well, let's calculate points first.
I've sort of stopped doing that because it's pretty clear.
Oh, yeah.
I was just not able to.
Take the moral victory.
That's hopefully, yeah, I can do some damage and I can avenge the Battle Brothers. But unfortunately, yeah, you guys were really aggressive.
Oh, that particle whip was unexpectedly devastating.
Yeah.
I was legitimately afraid of that Achilles.
That's the thing, yeah, losing him before he was really able to fully encapsulate, like the thing, I could have got some really good invulns. But yeah, let's see if we can just get the moral victory. So let's start ourselves off with, yeah, we'll try and finish off this guy. All right, so let's repeat full shots straight into the front of this guy.
That's hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s now, he didn't move.
I like that.
All hit,
Oh, that's not good.
give me 4 invulns.
You know, I think I just might.
Ooh, might you?
I
Pretty
half
close.
Through, yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. So we got 2 wounding hits. First one
Oh no.
is a 1, but salamanders, we don't make shoddy weaponry. And of course we're in Assault Doctrine now. So is that within 12? It is. So, yeah, we want you to get up and close. So let's see. Well, that is shattering anyway, but regardless, let's see. So that puts it to a 11 plus 1, 12. What's the front armor?
8.
8. So 12 v8 is 4 degrees of success. That's hull point.
Ow.
And the next one, come on, 4 or higher.
Ooh,
That is stunned. Dang. So he
stunned
will be...
or shocked?
Stunned.
Well, he's double stunned now.
That just means he takes off the extra front armor.
Okay. Front armor's damaged. I
So
don't like that.
that's 3 degrees of armor removed from the front.
Don't like that.
But he's down to 1 hull point.
Yep. Well, since I'm probably not going to get another turn with him, I'm going to activate him now.
Yeah.
And just ever so delicately pivot him.
Yep.
So, he's only going to be able to fire the Doomsday Cannon, but it is at a high strength and it is very close.
Oh, I know.
Both
hit. Yikes.
And the front armor is
11 still.
11. So I am going to need at least a 4. So the first one. It is a 4, so that takes us up, and it is a penetrating weapon.
Oh, there you go.
So that's 3 degrees of success.
3 degrees. That gets him stunned. So the next one.
The next one is a 3. Now
That'll
that
just
takes
be. That'll just be a glancing hit. So that's fine. So he's still up to 3 hull points. There we go. But his front armor does go down 1. And the other 2?
The other 2. We have a 2. That's not going to do anything.
No.
And then another 4.
Now this should be a shock then. There we go. So he's now neg 1 to shoot, but he's still alive.
He is, and that's frustrating.
All right. With that activation done, Mr. Vindicator will unload everything into the front of him now.
Uh-oh.
So you've kind of gone right exactly where I wanted you to be.
Oh no, you mean your advice was but a clever ruse?
Oh, maybe. But we'll see how we go with shooting. 1 hit. So give me 1 invuln save.
1 invuln save. No, it goes through.
Wonderful. So 2 hits. The first one is a 4.
Front armor is 8 yet again.
Front arm is back to 8. And that, of course, is 11, 12. So 12 versus 8.
4 degrees of success.
So that's a hull point.
Oh dear.
And the next is another 4, so that's
he is dead.
double hull
Does
point.
he explode?
On a 4+, he
He
does
does.
explode
And he disappears.
into the aether.
Alrighty. Well, the game is coming right down to the finish here.
Well, that's the tricky part. I haven't been aggressive enough. I haven't been able to pull out to get the objective points. So that's even if yeah, I'm able to pull this out. But Monolith's turn.
Monolith's turn. Let's move this monolith around a little bit.
What are you thinking? Oh, yep.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to, I think, because an extra fast monolith goes 10 inches, he's going to skirt around to here, bypassing this cover.
Oh!
And right into the side armor of a Vindicator. How about that?
How about that indeed?
Okay, so with a little bit of angled finagling, we've got 2 death rays into the side of Vindicator, and
Yep.
1 death ray will be going right into the Hunter.
He's got room.
Now that Hunter is still obscured, so that's going to be hitting on 5s. So let's see how we do against the Hunter.
Oh, doing the Hunter first? Okay.
That's nothing, so we don't have
Sadness.
to worry about that. 2 shots from the death rays into the Vindicator.
That's where Matt is.
That's 1 hit.
1 hit.
Side armor of a Vindicator?
Should be Vindicator, side armor. Yeah, side armor 8.
Side armor 8, so this will be glancing on 2s. It is a
Yeah.
penetrating weapon, so
Yes,
it'll be
it
hitting
is.
on 2s. Oh, that's a big number.
Yeah, that's going to be straight up immobilized.
Oh dear.
Which, yeah, so he's taking a whole point and he's going to be immobilized. So let me just grab a... Oh, good, I dropped it. That's exactly what I wanted to do.
There it goes.
So he's going to be now immobilized.
Well, he might be immobilized forever. Let's see what the whip does. Oh, he whips it good.
Oh, yeah, it's
It
two
is
hits.
2 hits for a total of 4. So, the first one. It is strength 9, so that is a penetrating hit regardless.
Yeah, so that's going to put him to stun.
And they are shattering.
Oh, yep, so his armor's going to go down to 7.
7.
So the next one.
That's going to be a 12 versus 7.
Yes, that's going to be 12 versus 7. So 5 degrees of success. So that is actually weapon destroyed as well.
Oh no.
So hull point is down to... So he's still down to 2 hull point. No, he was immobilized. So he's down to 1 hull point. And the hunter kill will be fired. So all he's got left is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So his vindicator can... Oh, wait, no, sorry. He's got the shield as well.
Oh, yes.
So it would have been 1, 2, 3... Ah, it's still gone. Because I would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Fair call.
Dang. So, but he can't even siege shield attack because he can't move.
Nope.
So he's just a front for a Stormbolter.
Sad little siege machine.
What's the last one?
That's a 1, so that's not really going to do anything.
Oh, very good.
And 1 more.
All right.
Ooh, that's steep. That is a 14 total.
Yeah, 14 versus like 7. That's, yeah.
That's
7 degrees of success.
And that is an exploded tank.
All right, he explodes as well. So he's out of here.
You'll love to see it, ladies and gentlemen.
So the last thing I've got to do is fire this hunter into this guy. We'll finish off him, hopefully. So this is going to be hitting on 2s.
That's a hit.
Definitely hits. Can you give me an invuln? No, you cannot. And let's see how we do. He's only got 1 hull point left, doesn't he?
He has 1 hull point left.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
gone.
the devastation.
Because that was super duper destroyed.
That is super destroyed.
Oh, yeah,
it's
he's gone.
Not even there anymore. Craters all over the battlefield. Oh, the humanity and the Necron humanity.
Subhumanity.
Ooh.
No, I'm sorry, abhumanity.
Thank you.
Basically. All right, so that was turn 3, wasn't it?
That was turn 5. How this game has gone.
That wasn't turn 5.
Pretty sure it was at least turn 4.
No, I think
You're
it
on
was
the
turn
Assault
4.
Doctrine. You've had 2 turns in tactical at least, then you're into Assault Doctrine.
Oh, yeah, so we got 1 turn left.
1 turn left.
But...
Cut this part. So that was turn 4. We're moving on to turn 5 now. And, well, since you had the last activation, I believe I get the first activation.
You do, so you get to see if... I don't think I can really destroy... Because this guy's on full health, isn't he?
He absolutely is.
Yeah, so even though we've come back pretty strong, unfortunately because we pretty much stayed in our deployment zone the whole game, I wasn't ever really getting objective points.
Aggression is the name of the game in Tank Hunter.
You
You've
really
got
got to do it
to win it.
That's it. So, yeah, there's no way I can come back from this, but let's see if you can finish off the...
I'm absolutely just going to sit where I am. I'm going to take 1 Death Ray and the Particle Whip right into the side armor of this Predator, and 2 Death Rays into the Hunter. Let's start with the Hunter.
Oh, wow. See if you can table.
Come on. No,
Oh.
I cannot. And 2 shots, sorry, 1 Death Ray into the Predator, side armor. Also no.
I think he's realized, you know what? I've done enough. I can just...
Well, let's see how we do on this. Well, there you go.
There's
Saving the best for last. All right, so side armor of Predator is 8, and this is a strength 9 weapon.
8.
Okay, first hit. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
That's 15.
15 versus 8, so that's 7 degrees of success, so he's immobilized and hull pointed, so he's down to 2 wounds.
Second
2 hull points.
Ooh, that's a 14.
Yeah, that's still enough. Well, that's double immobilized.
Double immobilized.
So that's double damage, and so he's just gone. He's just flipped his...
Does he explode? He does not. He stays exactly.
Yeah, he just
where
stays
we
a
left him.
smoke and ruin. He's just dead.
And that's all my activations.
Well, that's it. And the only activation I got is the Hunter, which, well, I guess you can try and shoot.
Give it a whirl.
Should
Spit
be-
in my eye.
Yeah, he hits on a 3.
That's a hit.
And does he wound?
Armor left. Oh, he does. That's a penetrating hit.
Yep, that'll be
That
the
is a total of 15 versus an armor of 11. That's 4 degrees of success.
4 degrees of success. Was that including the penetration?
It does, yeah.
Okay, so he is... Well, that's just hull points. That's just double hull point.
Ow.
So... But not enough to kill him.
Not
it's
enough,
enough
but
to hurt him.
You really... That was a quarter of my hull points on a monolith.
I know, I needed that.
That is the Hail Mary the Saints are with this hunter.
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe 2 hunters are the better way to... really depends on the army, because that's the thing. They've only got 1 shot. They're not even a blast weapon.
Nope. But
So-
that is one heck of a shot if your enemy's hovering.
So the hunter survives, but unfortunately, the ground is just scorched and, yeah, there's just 1 monolith left, so he's not really going to be able to handle that. But end of the game, it is a massive win for the Necrons.
The weight of inevitability comes crushing down. You gotta love it.
Well, that's it. They are a slow... Well, I was going to say they are a slow-moving Doom, but in this case, they were able to
We zipped right on up that
really
board.
come forward fast. Yeah, that's really sort of helped them.
Command protocols in this have become very powerful.
Oh, they have.
But of course, if I lose my command tank, as it happened, my army is halfway to crippled already.
That's the thing. I think if I had priority targeted, yeah, a bit harder, we might have seen a bit slower of an advancement towards us. But yeah, no, definitely good game.
Good game.
Yeah, the Space Marines looked not very strong, but at the start of the game. But then once they get their momentum going, they're hard to put down.
But the trick is you got to get right up in the face of an opponent.
That's it. That's it. So yeah, no, very good. Well, that's the end of this report. So let us know in the comments what matchup you want to see next. We'll probably see a lot more.
Gene Stealer cults. Say Gene
No,
Stealer
I
cults.
don't.
They're very good.
I don't have that army. Gene Stealer cults are.
If you have any spare tanks, please feel free to donate them for a wider range of available matches.
That is true. That is true. Definitely accepting donations. Oh, these poor Space Marines. That is a sad lot.
You can always make more.
Well, that is true. That is true. The Emperor and Mars is definitely helping us on that front. But yeah, very good. Hopefully we see you soon, and have a good day.